Yeah, Dudley.
Deer.
Deer.
What? Correct.
I gave him
a deer is a wild animal?
Well, of course. Do you have a deer pet?
No.
No.
Well, where do they live?
Deer? So it's a deer?
It's a deer.
Reindeer? Where's the word?
Right there.
Oh, no.
Well, there are many kinds of deer. Well, it's kind of like when I say a bear, right? But I mean, there's a lot of bears. There's the Asiatic bear that lives in Asia. There's the panda bear. There's the grizzly bear. There's the black bear. There's the polar bear. There's the cinnamon bear. There's a brown bear. There's a lot of different kinds of bears. It's the same with deer. In the deer family, you could have the reindeer, which I think is also what we call caribou deer. The one Santa Claus uses. There's the white tip or the black tip deers. There's the elk. There's the elk is very popular. Now there's different kinds of deers. So same thing in the deer family. There are different ones. I think moose, the biggest one. I think that's part of the deer family too. Yeah, the moose is really big. It's higher than your car, like a full-grown bull moose. His hump on his shoulder is higher than my head. It's like 2 meters high. They're really big animals, but they're not usually aggressive. Usually they see people, they run away.
Oh.
They don't, unless they're domestic.
The point.
Deadly. But deer. Dudley got the point.
Okay.
All right. So this is something we do in class. You guys should have little notebooks, right? You should be writing down these words when we go through them to build up your vocabulary. That's how you're going to get ahead faster. Yeah. And what did she do with her eyebrows with the makeup? What are they doing with that yellow marker?
Oh.
Often you'll remember notes in your book so that you can remember where to find important information.
The definition.
Definition is the meaning, right? You look it up in the dictionary and it tells you what the word means. This is like you're reading a book and you want to remember certain information and you want to make it easier to find it. What do you call those little yellow things and orange things? They come in green and purple and blue and yellow and
markers. Stabilo.
Markers are to write something.
I only know it in Indonesian, I think.
Highlight.
Highlight.
I don't know. Oh yeah, highlight. Highlighter?
Yeah, well, the verb is highlight. That has been highlighted, so that's the verb. And we call them highlighters because it highlights information, right? Especially when you're studying and you own the book. It's your textbook and you study for a test. Maybe you want to highlight some key points for a review just before the test. So they're really handy. They're very handy. See, I use them in my book all the time to highlight all the vocabulary that I think is good words to learn for you guys. And then admin takes them and finds all the slides, and then we double check it after and make these videos. But I give them the highlighted word first, and one was highlighted. Yeah. Okay, alien is on the board. Yeah, and highlight with makeup, your eyebrows or eyelashes. Eyeshadow is to highlight your eyes. Lipstick to highlight your lips. Highlights in the news too.
Ban.
Ban is correct. Swimming is banned, forbidden, especially officially. Smoking is banned. Well, some
rules.
Well, rules means you have to do things a certain way. Right. So here we are. We're back to ban. Yeah, okay, so as I was saying, ban is when they tell you cannot do it anymore, Like actually in Kamfa, where I used to live, and the last school we had in Kamfa was right down on the water. we were banned from swimming there because there was like a tunnel to a lake, and you could get stuck in the water. It could pull you under. It was very dangerous. So usually if it's an unsafe area, they ban people from swimming there. It's usually how it works. So ban was Dudley, 2-1 lead.
Coral.
Mean?
Coral.
When you're really mean, extremely unkind, unpleasant, cause pain to people or animals intentionally. Like you're doing it. Cruel. There's Jason. He's on the board. It's to be cruel. Someone who causes pain or displeasure to someone, and they know they're doing it. They are cruel people. People who beat their dogs are cruel because they don't understand the dog psychology, and they think by beating the dog is learning. Well, that's not how dogs understand things. But that's because they don't have any education to learn. And that's like Nelson Mandela said, the biggest problem on this planet is a lack of education. If people were smarter and understood more around the world, the whole world would be a better place. But that's a problem. This picture,
What picture?
The monkey. Do you remember
That
seeing
monkey?
that? Yeah. Do you remember seeing that, Benicia or Glory?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because you guys are under 10 years old, right? 8 and 7?
Those are crazy monkeys.
Well, see, now this is Indonesia. That's Jakarta. When I first moved to Indonesia in the early 2000s, 2002 was the first time I went to Jakarta. None of you guys were born yet. That was 21 years ago. Then you would see some of the locals have all these monkeys that they would take from the wild, and they would force them to do tricks to get money from the people and the tourists.
Forcing is bad.
What's that, Glory?
Forcing is bad.
Horsing?
It's bad.
It is, yeah. And there was so many people that complained about the mistreatment of the monkeys that the government finally, about 12 or 13 years ago, I think, maybe a little longer, maybe 14, 15 years, they finally banned it from the locals for taking the monkeys from the jungles and making them do tricks for tourists to try to get money. So that's why today you don't see these monkeys in the street in Jakarta anymore. So they banned it because they considered it cruel, right? You take a monkey from the forest and then and unfortunately, the only way to make an animal do the tricks that you want them to do is you have to give him pain. You have to hurt him and punish him when he doesn't do what you're told. And it's the only way to train an animal, and like a wild animal like that. So it was really cruel, and there was a lot of complaining, and the government finally banned it because people were putting videos out like this and making Indonesia look bad. So they finally stopped it.
That's not nice.
No, but they don't do it anymore. Thank God.
Yay.
Yeah, that's why you don't see it.
I don't want to see it.
Damage.
What?
Damage.
Damage is correct. The damage the storm did. The harm.
The flood.
Well, yeah.
The flood.
What we
A
have
car
here,
crash.
we have
Car crash.
we have a car crash, an accident. They call it a fender bender too. They have a
I don't know
flood.
what's the third one called.
Well, a common way to not common.
It's not an accident.
Well, you can call it an accident. You can call it a car accident, a car crash. Well, actually, this would be two cars. So unless he ran into, well, he did run into the back of them. I don't know if you'd call that a collision or whether it would be a crash. Because a crash, remember, you have to hit something that's not moving. When a car drives into a tree, that's a crash. But if two cars hit together and they're both moving, then it's a collision. A plane
That
will
probably hurt.
Yeah, well, I've had a couple of accidents like that when I was younger, especially with the icy roads in Canada. So, but anyway, the accident, which for sure it's an accident, caused damage to the cars. The flood caused damage to property and cars and many things, I'm sure. And then this looks like it was probably a tornado or a typhoon or something came through here and caused a lot of damage. You can see all the destruction. So it's the damage caused, the damage that is done, the harm to something. Yeah. Let's try that one because that's a sound, Jason. Damage. Damage.
Damage.
Yeah, but don't say damage. Go damage. Damaged. Damaged. Yeah. Like an orange. Damage. Damage. Like orange. With a little D in there. Just like you said, did, midge, damage. Jason?
Damage.
Midge. Lori?
Damage.
Midge.
Damage.
Cheese?
Damage.
Damage. Damage.
Damage.
Start with a D and then go to the G. Damage.
Damage.
Dudley?
Damage.
Damage. Alien? Again?
Damage.
Damage. G. Benicia?
Damage.
Good. Yeah, remember that little D sound in there.